Next is the gravitational potential energy. What is meant by the gravitational potential energy and which formula is used to calculate this? The gravitational potential energy of any object is basically related with its position. If I say that this is a ground level and an object is placed at the ground level and the second object is placed at some height. See the position of these objects on the ground. The gravitational potential energy depends upon the position of the object on the ground. So I can simply say here, the gravitational potential energy of the object can be defined as the energy possessed by a body due to its position in the gravitational field. Gravitational field is basically the earth gravitational field because earth has the gravity. It attracts every object towards itself. So the energy possessed by the body due to its position in the gravitational field is basically called as gravitational potential energy. Next we have to see that on which factor the gravitational potential energy depends. Means that which formula is used to calculate the gravitational potential energy. So the gravitational potential energy is basically represented by G, which is the gravitational, P potential, and E is energy. So gravitational potential energy is equals to mg delta H, where m is the mass of the object, G is gravitational field strength, and delta H is the difference of height. I can simply say here that the gravitational potential energy depends upon the mass, gravitational field strength, and the height of the object. You can also see from here, gravitational potential energy is the product of mass, gravitational field strength, and the change in height for that object. Its formula is given here, where m is the mass which is measured in kilograms. Kilogram is the unit for the mass. Delta H is the change in height, and you know that height is measured in meters. It means that the change in height is also measured in meters. G is the gravitational field strength and it is measured in Newton per kilograms. It is here Newton per kilogram. Therefore, can you tell me that what would be the unit of the gravitational potential energy? As it's a form of energy, so simply it's measured in joules. Therefore, the gravitational potential energy measured in joules. Joule is the unit for gravitational potential energy or any kind of energy. By this formula, you can relate the gravitational potential energy with the height. I can simply say that when there are two objects, one object is placed on the Earth's surface and the second object is placed at some height. I suppose that this height is equals to 3 meters. Then which object has the largest gravitational potential energy? See the first object which is placed at the ground level, the height for that object is equals to 0. When height of the object is equals to 0, of course put the value in the gravitational potential energy. It would be equals to mg times 0. So the gravitational potential energy is equals to 0 joule. It means that any object that is placed on the Earth's surface, it has the gravitational potential energy 0 because in this case the height is equals to 0. After that, if I see the second object, it is placed at some height which is 3 meter. So I just put here the gravitational potential energy is equals to mg times 3. So it is basically equals to 3 mg. This object has some mass and also the gravitational field strength is 10 Newton per kilogram. It means that the gravitational potential energy for the second object is larger than the gravitational potential energy of the first object. I can simply say from here, when the height of the object from the ground surface increases, then gravitational potential energy of that object also increase because the gravitational potential energy and the height, both of these are directly proportional to each other. If I say that there is object, this object is moving towards the ground, then what would be the effect on the gravitational potential energy? First of all, see here, the object is moving towards the ground means that the height is decreasing. So when the height decreases, What you can say about the gravitational potential energy? Of course, by decreasing the height, the gravitational potential energy also decrease. So I can simply say that the gravitational potential energy also decrease in this case when the object is moving towards the Earth's surface. And if I take the reciprocal of that, like any object that is moving away from the Earth's surface. So can you tell me the gravitational potential energy for that object? Either it increases or decreases. You have to answer for that question. This energy means that the gravitational potential energy is related with the height of the object. It's related with the height of the object. If the height of the object from the Earth's surface increases, if the height increases, the gravitational potential energy also increases. I can simply say that by increasing the height of the object from the Earth's surface, the gravitational potential energy increases. The object gains gravitational potential energy as it moves upward. So any object that moves in upward direction, see here, it's the Earth's surface and the object is moving in upward direction. Then what will happen? The height of that object increases. When the height of the object increases, of course, the gravitational potential energy also increases. So I can simply say that the object gains the gravitational potential energy as it moves upward and loses the gravitational potential energy as it falls towards the ground. As the object moves away from the Earth, the gravitational potential energy increases, and when the object is moved towards the Earth, in this case, the gravitational potential energy decreases because the height is decreasing. Here is the examination tips. Need to know that the gravitational potential energy is directly related with the height. It explains the relationship between the gravitational potential energy and the height. Both of these are directly proportional to each other. An object placed at the ground level has zero gravitational potential energy. If you place any object on the ground, this object has the zero gravitational potential energy because this object is at a zero height. But when the object is at maximum height, it has the maximum gravitational potential energy. So here basically they explain the relation of gravitational potential energy with the height. If the object is placed at the Earth's surface, then the gravitational potential energy is zero. But if the object is at maximum height, in this case the gravitational potential energy is also maximum. Here is the exam question that appeared in May-June 2017. A barrel of mass 40 kg is raised to a height of 1.5 meter by rolling it up a ramp. The length of the ramp is 8.0 meter. The force F applied to the barrel acts parallel to the ramp. The frictional force is negligible. Which row is correct? Let's see the answers. Gain in gravitational potential energy, which is in joule, and the force, which is in Newton. First of all, see the figure here. You can see there is a mass of 40 kg and it's moving on a ramp. The height is 1.5 meter, but it covers a distance of 8.0 meter. Here you need to calculate the two factors. First of all, the gain in gravitational potential energy, and second is the force that is applied to the barrel. So how you can calculate the gravitational potential energy? You have to use the same formula, that gravitational potential energy is equals to product of mass, gravitational field strength and the change in height. Use this formula when you have to calculate the change in height. It is basically the final height minus initial height. Initially the barrel is at the down of the ramp. It means that it is at 0 meter height. So when the force is applied, it moves in upward direction so that it goes to a height of 1.5 meter. So in this case, I can simply say that the height is 1.5 meter because the initial height is 0. Use the formula of the gravitational potential energy and put the value, you get the gain in gravitational potential energy. Let's see the answer and explanation. The mass of the barrel is 40 kg and the height is 1.5 meter. The length of the ramp is 8 meter. You have to use the formula of gravitational potential energy. It is equals to mgh. Gain in gravitational potential energy is equals to 600 joule. When you put the values in the formula, you get the gain in gravitational potential energy is equals to 600 joule. After that, you also need to calculate the force. How you can calculate the force? When you have to calculate the force, for that you need to know about the work done. You know that work is the product of force and distance. But in this case, the length of the ramp is given and the barrel is moving over a ramp. It means that distance is equals to the length of the ramp. Next, the second thing which is here, we don't know that how much work is done. So you already know that when the work is done, the object gains energy. It means that work done is equals to the energy gained by the object. So I can simply write this formula as energy is equals to F and D, the product of the force and the distance. Then force from here comes to be energy over distance. You can also see here, force is equals to work over distance and the work is basically equals to energy. That's why here is 600 joule and the length of the ramp is 8 meter. You get the force that comes to be 75 Newton. So you can see from here the gravitational potential energy is 600 joule and the force comes to be 75 Newton. Answer C is correct. Let's go back and see the answer. Here in the answer C, you can see the gain in gravitational potential energy is 600 joule and the force is 75 Newton. It means that answer C is correct from here. There is a special case. Until now, we understand the concept of kinetic energy and potential energy. Object has kinetic energy or the potential energy. If the object is moving, it has kinetic energy, and if the body is at rest, then it has potential energy. But here we will consider a special case that the total energy is the sum of kinetic energy and the gravitational potential energy. Consider here is a ball that is dropped. Then initially when it is at some height, at this height, it has only gravitational potential energy. But when the ball is moving towards the ground, when it moves, it means that it has kinetic energy. But the height is decreasing. With decrease in the height of that ball, the gravitational potential energy decreases. I can simply say that when the ball is moving towards the ground, then the gravitational potential energy decreases but the kinetic energy increases. Suppose that this ball hits the ground, then what will happen? At the ground level, the gravitational potential energy is equals to 0. Because in this case, the height is equals to 0. What you can say about the kinetic energy? Of course, here the kinetic energy would be maximum. It is because of the reason all of the gravitational potential energy that the ball possesses at the maximum height, it is converted into the kinetic energy when the ball hits the ground. So all of the gravitational potential energy changes into kinetic energy, but the total energy at any position remains the same. You here calculate the total energy at the ground level. It comes to be maximum. I suppose that here the kinetic energy is equals to 2 joule, but the gravitational potential energy is 0. So the total energy is equals to 2 joule. If I see at the maximum height here the gravitational potential energy is maximum, I say that it is 2 joule. The kinetic energy at the maximum height is 0 because here the object is at rest. This is not moving. That's why the total energy is equals to 2 joule. You can see here at the maximum height and at the ground level the total energy remains same. During the whole path between both of these positions, the total energy is basically the sum of kinetic energy plus gravitational potential energy. I suppose that here the kinetic energy is 1 joule and the gravitational potential energy is 1 joule also. So when you calculate the total energy, it comes to be 2 joule. I can simply say that when the object is dropped from some height, in this case the total energy remains conserved, which is the sum of kinetic energy and the gravitational potential energy. The same thing is given here. In some cases, the energy of the system includes both the kinetic energy and the gravitational potential energy. For example, when you drop a ball, it has only gravitational potential energy at the height. But as it hits the ground, it has only kinetic energy. Because at the ground level, the potential energy is zero. During the whole path between both of these positions, the energy is the sum of kinetic and the gravitational potential energy. If we assume that there is no loss of the energy due to air resistance is basically the force that slows down the object. The air resistance causes the loss of energy. In this case, we have ignored the air resistance. It means that there is no loss of the energy. Then all of the gravitational potential energy will converge into the kinetic energy as the ball moves towards the earth. Here is the exam question that appeared in October-November 2016. Let's see the statement. A ball is dropped onto a floor. Its speed just before hitting the floor is 3.0 meters per second. Which change would result in the speed of 6.0 meter per second just before it hits the ground? Ignore any effect due to air resistance. So first of all, first point is that we have to ignore the air resistance. It means that there is no loss of the energy. And the second thing, initially the speed of the ball is 3.0 meter per second. You double the speed of that ball and it becomes 6.0 meter per second. So which effect from here would be the correct? Let's see the answers. Drop the ball from the double height above the floor. Drop the ball from 4 times the height above the floor. C. Use a ball with double of mass. D. Use a ball with 4 times the mass. So here basically you have to use the concept of conservation of the energy. As the ball is dropped onto the floor, it means that all the gravitational potential energy is converted into the kinetic energy as the ball hits the floor. So loss of gravitational potential energy is equals to gain in kinetic energy. Let's see the answer and explanation. You can see here there is a ball that is dropped onto the floor. Then according to the law of conservation of the energy, the total energy has to be conserved. It means that as the ball is moving towards the floor, the potential energy is losing. So the loss of potential energy is equals to the gain in kinetic energy that the ball gains. Put here the formulas of the kinetic energy and the gravitational potential energy. Kinetic energy is equals to half mv square while the gravitational potential energy is equals to mgh. From here you can see that the term of the mass is appearing on both sides. Just cancel both of these and rearrange the formula. You get v square is equals to 2gh. Now see here, we have to tell the effect on the height or the mass, but mass here cancel. It means that there is no effect on the mass. The mass remains same by increasing the speed. The second thing is height. So the speed in this case is double. When the speed is double, just put here 2v instead of v. So you get 4 v square is equals to 2gh. And you write this equation as height is equals to v square over 2g. This is the height of the object, but in this case when you make the substitution that v is equals to 2v, you get the height which comes to be 4v square over 2g. By this you can simply see that v square over 2g. This is basically the original height. So I write here, this is basically the new height. So the new height is equals to 4 times previous height. It means that you need to increase the height by the factor of 4. That's why answer B is correct. Let's go back and see the answers. Here in the answer B, it's given drop the ball from 4 times the height above the floor. It means that here you have to increase the height by 4 times. That's why answer B is correct.